Imbolc is upon us in this Wheel of the Year. There are many references to this time celebrated in February 1st and 2nd here in the Northern Hemisphere, while in the Southern Hemisphere it's celebrated August 1st and 2nd. Now, this time heralds the beginnings of spring, which emerges fully in 6 weeks' time at the spring equinox. Imbolc prepares us for the spring as the earliest of spring's celebrations. The time is associated with various aspects of, different plants of the earth, the water element, emerging light, goddess Brigid, and each with their own quality to present to the world around us. This is the beginning of spring. Hello, this is Kevin Pennell, and welcome to episode 158 of Toward a Better Life.
Under the trees where secrets grow, ooh yeah. Shadows sway, the fires glow, ancient rhythms start to flow. Hands to the sky, hearts in tune. Feel the magic drums, they pound a heartbeat song. Voices rise, they pull us along. Ooh yeah, feet on the earth, spirits strong, lost in the night where we belong. Hands to the sky, hearts in tune. Feel the magic neath the moon. Dance, dance, Druids dance, round and round in a trance. Ooh yeah, feel the chance.
That was MortenA with Dance of the Druids, used with their permission to open this Imbolc episode of Toward a Better Life. We'll be hearing more from MortenA a little bit later on in the show, too. As always, a link in the show notes for more music from MortenA is going to be there. And thank you, dear listener, for tuning into this episode. As shifting energies slowly move from winter's grip to the early signs of spring here in the Northern Hemisphere, while the Southern Hemisphere celebrates Lunasa, or sometimes known as High Summer. I just heard from Spiral Dance in South Australia, by the way, who wrote that it was 45 degrees Celsius, which, by the way, is 114 degrees Fahrenheit, while we're looking at some of the little digits, the single teens and so forth here in North Carolina. But Imbolc will be here in a few days. Hard to believe. I'm seeing postings of snowdrops blooming and other early signs of spring, which will be the theme for this episode. More on that in a moment. Regardless of where in the world you are, or may be, our times can flow with natural rhythm, a flow of life, and to ultimately aim toward balance in the wheel of the year. As I've often said before, with balance comes harmony, compassion, kindness on the levels, so many levels, personally, culturally, spiritually, to name them, but it begins with each one of us as individuals, you and I. And as I always say, it's what I like to share on the podcast from around the world, seeking others of the same spirit, heart, and mind, like a school that teaches us to be better souls, better spirits, true human beings that continue on a journey toward wholeness and harmony, not only for ourselves, but the generations to come. I also offer the opportunity, as always, to share your prose, music, poetry, or storytelling on the show. And again, thanks to MortenA for sending in their music. Please subscribe to the program if you haven't done so already through your favorite podcast platform, and keep listening and following for weekly magical insights into earth-based spirituality, self-development, and self-care. Also, remember to support the program by leaving a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts. It just takes a moment to leave that review. And do visit my website, towardabetterlife.com, where you can contact me to learn more about a free discovery call to help you on your own journey, along with prior episodes, learning opportunities, and services that I offer outside the podcast, plus a few accessories to assist you on your own journey. Contact me through my website or send inquiries to kevin@towardabetterlife.com. I'll be sharing some thoughts about Imbolc in this episode, along with a guided meditation and another selection from MortenA after the meditation. Speaking of meditation portion, remember to find a comfortable, distraction-free space to join me for that meditation. Remember, no driving a vehicle or doing anything that requires your total attention during that meditation time. And with that said, settle in and enjoy some insights into Imbolc. Imbolc is upon us in this wheel of the year. There are many references to this time celebrated in February 1st and 2nd here in the Northern Hemisphere, while in the Southern Hemisphere it's celebrated August 1st and 2nd. This time heralds the beginnings of spring, which emerges fully in 6 weeks' time at the spring equinox. Imbolc prepares us for the spring as the earliest of spring's celebrations. The time is associated with various aspects of, different plants of the earth, the water element, emerging light, goddess Brigid, and each with their own quality to present to the world around us. This is the beginning of spring. Now, within the plant kingdom, Imbolc is a time for planting seeds for germination later in the spring, or we begin to see the early emergence through some of the plants that were like bulb-like and that sort of thing. They might begin to start showing themselves. Now, where Alban Arthan, the winter solstice, speaks of introspection toward the hopes of new creation, Imbolc invites us to take the seeds of those creative hopes and spread them for new growth. Snowdrops, for example, poke their heads up from their bulbs within the earth at the beginning of Imbolc. They virtually announce the days of light are now being noticed more so. And to prove the point, snowdrops declare, "Here are my delicate and vibrant blooms," assuring us that light is overcoming the darkness, proving light does exist within darkness. The days begin getting longer at the winter solstice, but now evidenced early flora around us. Snowdrops like trumpets declare spring is coming. Spring is near. Open your eyes, open your hearts, open your ears to hear. Spring is truly, truly near. The flora of Imbolc shares that we too can begin to reveal our new life goals for the year ahead. As snowdrops reveal their infinite beauty, so we can reveal our own infinite beauty, and with our own new life blooms, as it were. Blooms of new beginnings. And speaking of snowdrops, they too can be used as part of a ritual to honor Imbolc, placing them at a northeast point, an altar outside the sacred circle that you might have, if you do have one. And for celebrating Imbolc, along with other Imbolc-associated items, you can have those too at the altar, like early flowers and other things. And then, too, this is a time, the early opportunity to sow seeds of new plans, intentions, and goals meditated upon since the winter solstice when we did our introspection work. We can also review some additional spiritual fruits, as it were, and the like, for the growing season ahead. Snowdrops, like signposts, remind us to continue planting now for the best opportunities to grow, though, through the given seasons until harvest time of Lunasa and Mabon. The time begins now at Imbolc for the beginnings of spring and the wheel of the year for the natural world and our own early revelations of spiritual light within. And they continue to sow seeds for the year ahead toward fruitful harvesting. Each point from the wheel of the year identifies with a particular element, too. Imbolc, as we know, marks a transition from winter to spring, from darkness to light, and from where the water element plays a role, like the melting snow, it's turned to water, for Earth's nourishment. Water symbolizes purification, too, a renewal and the return to life, a return of renewed life. So Imbolc speaks of cleansing rituals, honoring sacred wells, and using water in divination, closely associated with the goddess Brigid. Now, I'll share more about Brigid momentarily, but for the most part, for now, let's stay focused on the water element. Water may be used as part of an Imbolc ritual, like I mentioned. For example, you could place that large bowl or dish may be placed at or near the altar full of water with 8 floating candles, holding candles that are usually lit as part of the Imbolc ritual. Water flows through so many parts of life itself. We understand our bodies are actually composed of 50 to 70% water. An average healthy adult male consists of approximately 60% water, while an adult female is about 55%. And this percentage varies based on our age, gender, and body composition. Fat tissue, on the other hand, contains less water than lean muscle tissue. Babies have the highest water percentage, often around 75 to 78%. Here's an interesting point, is that connective tissue contains as much as 85% water, and that's some of the connective tissues associated with muscles, tendons, ligaments, stuff like that, which is why massage therapists tell us to drink plenty of water after a massage, because water has been squeezed and moved through the body, and why we need to have water with us as we go to hikes and go out and about. We should always have water with us because our body needs it. So when we become dehydrated, our bodies notify us through headaches, lethargy, muscle cramps, things like that. Yep, water is vital for sustaining life. Water cleanses and purifies. It relates to the feminine consciousness as well. Also, clairvoyance, the subconscious, emotions, moon, goddess, night, feminine energy. And Imbolc associates and embodies water through ritual. So how does water relate to us spiritually for Imbolc? And we can relate to water as part of the cleansing involved with Imbolc, cleansing and preparation for the coming of the early signs of spring, as the land is nourished by the melting snows of late winter to bring forth new life. So water nourishes us to produce new life through our activities and our consciousness. Water is a beacon, lightens the pathway towards spring. So, too, it lightens our pathway from darkness to light in our tangible participation within the wheel of the year. As a purifier, water can cleanse us from impurities and unwanted attachments that we've collected and recognized from our introspections that we had during winter. Newind, he's also recognized, by the way, as Ross Nichols, the former chosen chief of the Order of Bards, Oates, and Druids, wrote of water, saying that one must be purified by cleansing within the perpetually mobile stream of events that constitutes life. How does water present itself to you for Imbolc? And then emergent light. Well, emerging light celebrates its early emergence over darkness at Imbolc. The days begin to grow longer, as I've said already, right at winter solstice, and Imbolc shows that light is becoming more pronounced. I'm reminded again of the Asian yin and yang symbol. Within lightness, a spot of darkness remains to remind us that without dark, there is no light. And yet with darkness, light remains. Yin and yang teaches us that light cannot exist with the shadow of darkness. It cannot exist without the shadow of darkness in the background. So the opposite is also true, that darkness cannot be complete without that little spark of light. That absence of all light or darkness in either case means that existence ceases to be. It ceases to exist. For example, you witness a heart monitor showing the rest between each heartbeat. If the monitor shows no heartbeat, it is said to be a flat line, and the life force no longer flows through that heart. Likewise, life itself has periods of greater light or darkness, peaks and valleys, positives, negatives. One does not exist as we know it without at least that spark of light within the darkness. And this is the hope, as it were, of the continuation of life after death. Death, it's a precursor for renewed life. It is said that for a person to become a shaman, for an example, they must go through a like-death experience. And that death is usually the death to the old ways, the old life, in order for new life as a shaman to shine through. In winter, life ceases to walk on its old path. It is the time to give up the old ways to put on the new. Even so, myths and legends speak of how the old battles, the new, and eventually comes up and gives up, allowing for the new to come forth. That's what we can see in Imbolc. Winter is releasing its grip and is allowing the new radiance of life to begin emerging, showing light, though but a glimmer. It's a glimmer that life continues on its journey of new beginnings. Our life lesson says that we too can continue renewed, refreshed, enlightened, if you will, toward our own personal growth. We have the opportunity unveiled to us, saying that we can now walk into the light out of the darkness. And then combined with these qualities of Imbolc, the goddess Brigid comes forth. She pervades the feminine healing energies as the first signs of spring as they present themselves. Ceremonies focus on the archetype of the Celtic goddess Brigid, who has been associated with the fertility of the earth, healing, poetry, a sacred fire, and even the ancient art of smithing. It's the craft involving the heating, shaping, and manipulating of metal, primarily iron and steel, using tools like hammers, anvils, chisels. Imbolc, as the first festival of spring, celebrates the return of the goddess to Mother Earth. Brigid was so pronounced and so paramount to Celtic people that she became revered as a Christian saint. She, also referenced as a bride, brings back the light of spring, and that same light brings new growth from seeds of light. The joyous time is surrounded by festivities, and various crafts, foods, and drink can be found, and one such craft is that of Brigid's cross. Young girls would be known to fashion such a cross and present it to households in given villages of Ireland. Why is Brigid's cross special? Well, the crosses created with rushes or straw were made on St. Brigid's Eve, and is hung in houses and related outbuildings in honor of Brigid entering and entreating her protection. The crosses are not shaped as a traditional Christian crucifix. They bear instead a striking resemblance to the symbols of the sun, which are found throughout the ancient world. So Brigid's cross reminds us that this once gentle saint was also a very powerful goddess of the sacred fire, and the returning light. There are so many other details that embrace Imbolc, and I've shared a few of them with you today. If you'd like further study, several resources can be found in Druid, pagan, and Celtic writings publications, like Ross Nichols' book that I've referenced a couple of times, The Book of Druidry, or Michael Wilson's Portals into Deep Imagination, Celtic Mythology, Nature's Year, and the Quest for the Soul. We had Michael on a while back, and just as a little bit of information, he's going to be coming on again in the not-too-distant future. But that book can also help. But to enjoy exploring the Wheel of the Year and how it relates to you. Now let's take a few moments to do some meditation on what we've learned and see how Imbolc can reveal itself through our own sense of spiritual awareness. Before we begin our meditation, just as any other time that we do this, I'd like to remind you that this is a time that you should set apart and not be involved with anything that requires your concentration, like driving a vehicle or operating any kind of equipment or anything like that. Just be mindful of that, because that way you can appreciate the whole process and not be, influenced by outside matters. And also it pertains to your own safety in doing so. Let's take some nice breaths to continue and connect with our inner being. Taking a nice deep cleansing breath as we've learned before, and if you're doing so, you might think about just breathing in, and you almost feel like the breath is beginning down at your feet, and you pull that air in, of course, in your lungs, but you feel that air, and you sense that air is beginning to come up through your shins, come up through your thighs, come up through your abdominal area, come up through the genitals and into our heart, lungs, and so forth. But feel that breath as it comes into our being. And you take that nice breath and then you hold it for a moment. And then you release it. Taking your time to release. And if you feel like doing the counts that we've talked about before, you want to take a nice deep cleansing breath in through the nose, hold it for a count of 4, and exhale out through your mouth and hold again. And then breathe in once again, in through the nose, hold it, and exhale. Do this a couple more times if you'd like. And as you breathe deeper now and begin to feel yourself become more relaxed, you can feel yourself getting more and more relaxed with each continuing breath. Taken in, you feel more relaxed than you were just a moment ago. If you haven't done so already, now's the time to close your eyes. With your eyes closed and continuing to breathe relaxation into your being, open your spiritual eyes. You find yourself in a nice, warm, comfortable, and safe forest, walking along and enjoying the sights, the sounds, the smells, the feelings, everything associated with walking in and around the trees. And you look at the trees, you see the oaks, you see the elms, you see the pines, you see all the conifers and all the deciduous trees. And you can feel that connection with them, that magical connection with the natural world. Walking through the forest, feel the life energies as they emerge in our mind's eye. Feel yourself connected to the forest around you. You might reach out and touch a tree and just feel the energy as it flows in and around and through you. You become one with it. You can feel the sun on your face and the warmth on your back as you walk further into the woods. And you might want to pay attention to any particular plants or animals or birds that might come in to join you on your journey. Then, as before, when we do these journeys, if you find any others that are nearby that wish to come in and help you or join you on your journey, feel free to do so. You can smell the earth around you. You feel the earth as we walk along, finding a pathway to a clearing. And you feel like that clearing is beckoning us to come closer. And as we do, we find others forming a circle around a sacred fire, a central fire. We find our spot and we sit and take another nice breath while placing our hands on either side of us to feel and touch the earth at a deeper level. We calm our spirits even more. We may even feel a subtle heartbeat, as it were, from the earth itself, because we are so connected with it. And when you feel like it, tilt your head back and see the stars above you. And recognize that we are connected with the stars. We're connected with all of the different planets, stars that are all around us and surrounding us, so that we're not only connected to the earth, but the sky above and the infinite stars beyond. Now, if we take a few moments, let's examine what we've reviewed together about Imbolc and how it relates to us as individuals. And looking near us as we sit in among others surrounding that sacred fire, we look down by our left hand to see a lovely group, a little group of snowdrops with all their simple, elegant blooms of beauty. And then ask ourselves, what spiritual insight can we glean from the snowdrops or our plans of planting our own seeds as spring begins to show through? And looking at our right, we see a small pool of water. And we think about how the water flows through our life and how the energies of the water flow, cleanse us, nourish us to create new life, our own new life. And then look out toward that sacred fire, and it's reminding us of the light of spring. And as we've done before, look deep into the energies of that fire and begin to see what we would think of as almost like fire spirits as they dance among the embers. And recognize this dance is just like the dance that welcomes in spring that is coming soon. And then think of Brigid as protection, the sacred fire, and rejuvenating light that brings forth new life. Feel the energy of this circle that you're a part of with all the other people that are there with you. You take in all the beauty of the earth beneath you, the sky above you, and everything around you. And think on these things. And if you feel the sense or presence of a teacher or a guide or a helper that's nearby, meaning no harm to you because you're safe and secure with where you are, recognize and acknowledge them and hear the words that they would have for you. And I'll let you be for a moment. And I'll come back and I'll ring the little chime that we know that it's time to come back into the physical world. But for now, enjoy your journey in the world of spirit and deep, deep meditation. take a nice deep cleansing breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And when you're in your spiritual space still, just kind of stretch within your spiritual space. Feel the earth beneath you, the stars above you, and acknowledge all those that are near you. If there are those that have come to you at this time, human form, animal form, whatever form that may be, that are like teachers to you, that have come and helped you to understand some deeper insights of Imbolc and how you might relate to it, acknowledge them and give them thanks for being with you at this time, because they are a part of you and you are a part of them. And acknowledge that, if you would. And place your hands down on the earth once again and feel the earth in your hands. Feel the warmth that is there and recognize that you are a part of it and it is a part of you. And with that sense there, then take your hands and place them up over your heart and acknowledge that may all earth be blessed. May this time of Imbolc be blessed. And all those within the circle that you are with be blessed. And all life as we know it be blessed throughout all. Within your spiritual space now, begin to stand up and begin to walk back where you came from, walking along the path. And as you're walking along the path, you can see the light that begins to show through the trees a little brighter than before. You recognize that you are moving back to an area of consciousness that is here and now, whether that be it on a chair, a couch, lying on the floor, whatever it may be, and just kind of slowly bring yourself back into this space of reality as we know it. And take another nice deep cleansing breath and feel the energy that flows around you. And when the time is ready, just open your eyes. I trust this has been beneficial for you, and acknowledge the importance of Imbolc in your life. Enjoy the blessings of the day and enjoy the blessings of life itself. And so let it be.
Stillness in the furrowed field, frost clinging to the broken stalks. Your name, a cloud in the cold of my mouth. One bird drawing a line through the pale sky. First blush of spring on your sleeping face, faint red rising under winter's trace. I almost call you back again, but the snow is learning how to melt, and I am learning how to stay. Last ice on the river's edge, cracks singing where the shadows thin. Your coat still hanging heavy by the door, my hands remembering how not to reach. First blush of spring on the hillside stone, green breath breathing through the buried bones. I almost lay beside your name, but the earth is turning. First blush of spring on the open road, pale sun touching every place we owed. I almost say I needed you, but the light is learning where to fall, and I am learning. I am new. Small flower in the ditch, have seen you bloom, and do not ask for why. I walk past with empty thawing hands and let this early fragile morning reply. Yeah.
And that was MortenA with First Blush of Spring to celebrate Imbolc. There are links in the show notes for MortenA and their SoundCloud connection, along with OBOD. As always, remember a very special thanks to you, dear listener, for tuning in, as always, to the program. Remember, if you're seeking insights and advice on how to create that better life for yourself, and if you'd like to dive into self-care, self-development, experience hypnotherapy, distant shamanic work, or Reiki, drop me a line, kevin@towardaBetterLife.com, for a special free discovery call just for you. In that call, we're going to talk about your goals, set some plans for achieving them, and moving forward with your journey toward your authentic self and toward a better life. You can also visit the website towardaBetterLife.com for past episodes, blog entries, some ways to enhance your spiritual journey, and some upcoming educational events. Please subscribe to the program Toward a Better Life through your favorite podcast platform, and leave a review if you would on Apple, Spotify, Overcast, whatever your podcast platform might be. It helps to spread the word about the podcast and helps to create, well, a better life for us one and all. As always, remember, if you'd like to share a story, music, prose, or if you want to be my guest, please write to me, kevin@towardaBetterLife.com. Until next week, enjoy your beginning Imbolc experience toward a better life.